There's one more thing I wanted to watch. Lunch is already, of course, lunch has been eaten, but I did really want to see this. And it was really hard because everyone was talking about it. Everyone and their mom was talking about this video, and I'm not sure what it's about. I think this card, I think Tyler the Great Warrior is being up for auction, but I don't know exactly the details of it. And I think that's crazy. Because, like, okay, who in chat knows what this card, or knew what this card was before they've watched the video? I've heard of this card before, but I feel like it has such a crazy legacy, and the fact that it's now apparently up for sale. Let me find it out. Let's find out. I'm sure they explain everything. I don't need to explain it to you. Zebra Quake, thank you for the 6 months. Welcome back. But I think this is a big deal.
We're all scared, but we have to keep moving forward. Even if we can't see the road in front of us. Holding our heads up high, believing in what lies ahead. Even while we sit here, that moment is coming closer every second. We've all got limited time, you know?
So I think first and foremost, we should start off with, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Tyler Gressley. A lot of people know me as
Tyler.
Tyler the Great Warrior, which actually, Yugioh.
I actually didn't know that he's fine. I'm glad to hear that, or to see that, because like I know that it was like Tyler the Great Warrior was given out to like a child at Make-A-Wish, because I think it was cancer that the kid had, and I never knew that the kid, like, I mean, lived, right? So like that's good to hear. You know, I didn't assume he died either, but I just didn't know, so that's a good thing.
Chose that name. They let me create the entire card, but they had a surprise for the name, and they chose that.
The fact that he also has this too.
Yeah.
I mean, this just tells the whole story here.
Oh God. Imagine holding that, dude. I'd shake so bad.
This is what he drew when he was in the hospital. And this is the final rendering, I think.
So what no one knew prior to this whole thing coming
Wait, he drew that as a kid? No shot he drew that.
Together was that there were two separate artworks that Kazuki Takahashi did for Tyler the Great Warrior. And so Tyler got to pick which artwork it was.
Kazuki Takahashi.
And so the fact that we have that, and it's also signed by Kazuki Takahashi as well, is just, I was geeking out when they were showing, I'm like, this is unbelievable. This is the part of the story that no one's ever heard before.
Yeah. So are you just a big Future Trunks fan? Is that okay? Yeah, I was like, dude, that's just Future Trunks on the card. It's like, it's so awesome.
Bro, don't hold it with one hand, dude.
Walking through it.
Making me nervous.
My journey really started in 2001. I was initially diagnosed with undifferentiated sarcoma of the liver, which is a extremely rare cancer. I was told at the time, when I was diagnosed, that there was on average about 200 known cases that they had ever seen in the United States of it. Eventually, they told me about Make-A-Wish. At the time, I really loved playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So I told them I wanted to make this, and they flew us out to New York, my dad and I. They introduced me to the artist. They introduced me to different voices of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. I got to watch the pressing of the card, took the picture with it, and got to go home with it. They contacted me, and first thing I wanted was a Porsche, but I wasn't old enough. So they said, if you were 16, yeah, sure, we'd make it happen, but because you can't drive, you can't.
Well, let me tell you one thing, it's probably worth more than a Porsche now.
After tossing some ideas around and stuff, this is what came up, and I drew this. Always been inspired by Dragon Ball Z and stuff. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! So much, so I was like, man, I can combine the both if I can do whatever I want, you know? So I just combined my two favorite pastimes at the time. So
my 12-year-old self highly agrees with all of that. This is fantastic.
I wonder if they mentioned why it's being sold.
From the initial stages of the Make-A-Wish process?
So I remember at the beginning of the Make-A-Wish process, two Make-A-Wish representatives coming in, introducing themselves, saying, hey, kind of explaining the process to me. And then, honestly, on such big wishes, they kind of really honed in on that. You gotta be patient. This is gonna take a lot of work. We're gonna have to make a lot of phone calls. We will touch base anytime we get any updates. To me, at the time, it seemed like it took forever, but it really didn't take all that long. To be honest with you, I don't remember offhand. I don't remember the two girls who helped, the two representatives who helped get me started before we went to New York and did all this stuff.
I'm glad we're able to all assemble here today.
Sure.
Assemble.
My name's Sophia Morton. I am the Senior Director of Mission Discovery with Make-A-Wish Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. We're the largest chapter in the country, but there's about 53 chapters across the country who help support children with critical illnesses. What I know about Tyler and the card,
I really like that they're making like a whole documentary about this thing, like to actually understand the background of the card in case you didn't know it beforehand. I think that's very interesting. Oops.
About 18 years ago, I believe it was 2004, 2005, we got the request from a young boy at the time who wanted a wish to design his own Yugioh card. And I remember thinking, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yugioh, by the way.
So we went in a little blind. It was one of the first requests like that we had gotten. So we really didn't know what the outcome would be. Obviously, years later, it's been an amazing experience, and I think one that still lives with Tyler and his family.
Out of all of the wishes you've ever granted through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, where does this rate in terms of how out there or bizarre or memorable that this one was?
So I've seen a lot, but I would...
Yeah, okay. I mean, let's be real here. To us, this means a lot as Yu-Gi-Oh players, as like, this is our, like, for most of us, like, lifetime hobby and stuff like that. We understand what it means, but I'm sure for, like, Make-A-Wish workers at the time, it probably didn't feel that crazy. Like, you know, like, I don't think, and there's no one to blame for that, but, like, if you're not into Yu-Gi-Oh, you don't know what this means, right? You don't know, especially at the time, there was no way to know what this means. Like, there's no way that, like, I think anyone at that time could imagine what kind of worth or value that card could have at some point. Not even just like monetary value, but just like for the game as a whole. Like, I don't think anyone could have known that.
I have to say, out of all of the out there wishes that I've experienced, this is probably in the top 10.
Really?
We know this wasn't actually Tyler's first request for Make-A-Wish. Do you remember what some of his other asks were?
I will have to say that I do not remember what Tyler's first asks were at that time. I think once he kind of landed on this, we went running with it.
In retrospect, and you can be honest, do you still wish you got the Porsche?
In retrospect, no. I don't wish I got
That's
the
the
Porsche. I still
easiest
would've
question
stuck with the
ever.
car
Of
for
course you
sure.
don't take the
Everyone had
Porsche,
really
dude.
Great ideas, and then I just kind of had an epiphany one day, and I was like, I think I want to do that. I've always loved to draw, and I loved Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was like, man, what if I could make my own? That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go for it.
So curious, when they first approached you guys about this, what did you guys think? What was your first thing that came?
Dude, I was like, we absolutely need to get them here no matter what. I was like, dude.
Because this is the holy grail.
Oh, 100%.
Is every world first prize card a one of a kind? Actually not. I don't think many of them are even. I think most of them are not one of a kinds. Maybe even all of them. But that is not sophisticated info. But I know that for all of the recent World Championships, there has been multiple copies of the first place prize card because the Dragon Duelists get another one. Although I think Dragon Duel is not a thing anymore. But there's one for Duel Links. There will probably be one for Master Duel from now on. And there has always been, back in the day, there was no Dragon Duel yet. The first time they had Dragon Duel was 2012. But there was always a Nintendo DS World Championship. Before there was Duel Links and everything, there was like a Nintendo DS World Championship games, and they had a separate World Championship. So there was always, as far back as I remember, there was multiple copies of the first place prize card for Worlds. So there's I don't know if any of the really old ones are one of a kinds. That might be. But even as old as 2006, 2007, I'm pretty sure there was always at least 2 copies of the first place prize card. Dragon Duel is the kids division. And you know, then there's other games. So yeah. Did anyone find the one-on-one ring card? That I don't think that has been released yet. I'm pretty sure that is in like a couple months.
Yeah.
For Yugioh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did they go to
so
Beckett
cool.
instead of PSA? I am not into the grading game to tell you the answer to that. I have no idea. Maybe they got a better offer from Beckett or something like that. I don't know. Do you own any prize cards? As far as ultra rares, I still have the one from YCS Utrecht, my Another Verse Dragon. That's the only one I have left, though. I have super rares left, but the only ultra rare first place I have is the one from Utrecht. The other ones I don't have anymore.
Never thought I would see this. Like, I'm an old school Yu-Gi-Oh player, so I was just like, oh, wait, hang on, we're getting one card all of a sudden to come in? So like, I'm curious, I don't know if you know, or I'm curious, like, when they printed it, it was
Yes,
just on this one sheet? Because I'm pretty interested in the production on it, so.
They just made the one, cut it out, put it directly into the case. No one, as far as I know, no one's touched it with their bare hands.
Gotcha. No, that's an awesome card, man. Wow.
If you have any other questions about the story, you know, feel free to ask him. We already like all interviewed.
Wait, are they gonna open it and
So walk
grade
us
it?
through the first steps of creating the card. You decided you wanted to make the card.
Are they
You
gonna
had some
take it
of
out?
The initial rough drafts concept art. You had the boxer guy first initially, and then
Okay, this is what he drew. Okay, that sounds
slowly moved
about
on
right.
to the
They are
Tyler the Great Warrior as we know what it is now.
The airwaves kind of went silent for a little while. They said the next steps is we'll take you up and have you
I mean,
talk
I guess with the money that this thing is going to cost, they have to make sure it's actually the real thing, you know? I guess that makes sense, yeah.
to the artist. When I went to New York,
that's going to be stressful for me to
that's
watch,
when
dude.
they were kind of ready. They were like, hey, we have this concept art and stuff. Well, they said, does this one or this one look good to you? And that's what we're gonna render.
So both of those that we have, were both done by Kazuki Takahashi, and those were the 2 final iterations where once you went to New York, they said, here are the proofs, and you pick which one, and we just go from there.
At one point, we talked a little bit about what attack level I wanted it, things like that. So I may have chosen that, but as far as like summoning privileges and everything like that, I didn't choose any of that. I just wanted something really strong, and other than that, they kind of took it from there.
Just thinking back then, like, okay, so yeah, it's got ring on it, and you can search it with witch.
What's its defense?
It's 1500. I was like, this is so good.
The one thing I wanted to ask though before you get into it is if you look at the card, it doesn't like correctly totally sit in there, right? Like if you hold it up, does that make you at all nervous of how it will come out?
A little bit. It's just you never know with these pressure cases. So like what could be on it. So yeah, hopefully it's completely fine and we just open it and there's no surface indents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Did you actually see them press and like mint the card as well? Or did they just sort of hand the card over to you?
So I did see them press and mint the card, but it was behind glass, everything. And from my memory, I don't remember it being that as awe-inspiring as you thought it might be. It was kind of just like, psh, there it is. You know, I mean, here it is.
Do you know how many copies of the card were actually printed?
From their word to mine at 4 kids, it is the only copy.
All right. We're going for screw number 1 right now.
Oh, stare, dude.
Final screw. This. Okay, so this comes off.
Oh god, he's shaking. Oh my god.
There we go. Get that away and give me the penny sleeve.
That's what I'm saying. Oh.
You were shaking there.
I'm not even holding
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Here, Tyler, you want to hold?
Are you not supposed to wear gloves?
Yeah, I've never actually held this before.
All right, let's leave it up. Put it in the deck. See how it plays.
Yeah. All right. So what's the next step?
All right, so I'm gonna take this back to get it graded. It's exciting. I'm very speechless. Yeah,
Bro, don't
seen a
move it
lot
like
of
that.
cards, but this is
Are you mad?
easily my most favorite.
Like you said, this is the culmination of months
Did he
of the
just
work.
click it?
Easily my most favorite.
What do you
Like
mean?
you said, this is the culmination of months in the work that we can't believe it's actually happening.
Yeah, yeah. And I can only imagine how everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, when they see all this.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, let's get it going. Here, I'm gonna scoot by you and.
Hand shuffle test.
I know it's not easy to chase your dreams, but I want to believe that I have a chance, even if it's just a tiny one.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're back. What do we think it graded?
I don't know, man. I like to be optimistic. I really want the black label, but I'm gonna be conservative. I'm gonna say it's a 9.5.
Man.
I would like the black label, so I'm just gonna be optimistic. I'll say 10. Why not?
All right, Ian, if you want to just give the rundown actually too about what are some of the things that you look at when you're grading.
So when we are grading, we grade off of 4 categories. So the centering, corners, edges, and the surface of the card. So centering is obviously how well the picture itself is centered on the card. Corners is the 4 corners on it, and whether or not there's any whitening, bends, any sort of other weird damage that may show
I
up.
wouldn't know what would possibly have damaged it inside
and then
that
the
case,
surface
but I'm
is
not
the
an
entirety
expert,
of the card. So we're looking for like if there's any scratching, creasing, or any sort of like water damage or anything like that. And then so we ended up with a near mint 7. So we have a 9.5.
Monka S. How bad is 7? How bad is 7, dude? Nah. It's still near mint. Okay. I kind of okay. It's still near mint. Okay. I don't know the details of grading. I don't know. I was just like 7 sounds like, you know, like middle of the pack-ish, but okay, if it's still considered near mint. The card is, how old is this? Like 23 years? Like when was this? When was this printed? Crack it and send it to PSA to get a better one. 2005. Okay, 18 years. I mean, it was 18 years inside that case, right? So I mean, imagine even if there's just like a tiny bit of dust in there and you pressure that thing onto it for like 18 years, you know.
On our, I'm reading back upside down.
Or some sort of moisture in there, like you leave it there for that long. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
9.5 on the centering, 8 on the
7 is like it looks perfect to any normal person who isn't measuring to check if the black corners are perfectly even. Okay, I mean,
corners, 8.5 on the edges, and then a 6 on the surface.
6 on the surface.
So where was the majority of the pressure you said on the top of it?
So if you want to, I'll pass it around, but along right here, you can actually see a crease going through it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Where? Oh, is it this? Is it this?
On that corner.
I can't.
Yeah,
Where is it? Corner crease? I can't see shit.
that's going to crush your surface. Yeah.
Let me see.
At least the centering's a 9.5. They printed it right.
Well, we were worried about the centering. We thought that was actually off.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I call them invisible bends. Like, you only see it in the right light. And then, if I recall, there's some on the bottom corner as well.
Oh man, I love seeing the text on it too. It says, Dan, come here if you can, Dan. This is the first label with the printing on it.
Yeah, it will be the only one with that on it.
2005 Make-A-Wish promo.
That's awesome.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, this looks like a perfect card, but I'm also not looking at it. I don't have it in front of me, of course, but they're probably gonna have their reasons. I mean, centering almost the perfect grade, corners probably very good, edges probably very good. Surface seems to be shit for some reason, but I don't know. To be fair though, I don't think that it really matters that much, because what are you gonna compare it to? They're like, you know, like I'll pass on this one because I'll wait for a better one to come around. That's not how it's gonna work. Like, that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, it's the only one, and so it shouldn't really matter, right? I feel like. Jordan, thank you for the Prime. Are you going to London? I forgot. I may have asked you before and you told me you're going to London or LA, but I forgot. Am I seeing you in London?
That's cool. Or is it weird for you, Tyler, that it's like transitioned from like one slab to another slab?
No, I think it's meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the BGS 10, Tyler, personally. I would bid on this one, but the 7 just doesn't feel right, dude. If I'm gonna get that card, it has to be a 10. So I'll wait for a better one to come around.
I mean, all the print and stuff down to it, and just the way it's displayed and stuff is awesome.
You want to crack it and try to read? Over here.
9.5 plus 8 plus 8.5 plus 6 equals 32. Divided by 4 is 8. You are right. That I just double checked. That math is correct, but I'm pretty sure they probably apply different weightings to them. I don't think they are equally important. Like I think there's some other metrics to it. Yeah.
I think we could do better. We're still trying to figure out the next steps for it too. Like, where do you take it and everything.
Right.
And you guys have connections to like eBay and stuff, right?
Did you ever consider selling it at any point in the past? I mean, it's been what, 15-ish years?
So even though I've had it for 15 or 20 years, I haven't considered selling it.
I mean, surely you thought about it, right? I mean, I'm not sure how connected they are to the Yu-Gi-Oh community or to the trading card game market, because you have to be you have to know at least some stuff about the game or the market to understand how much money this card is worth as estimate. So I'm not sure if he was aware over all these years how much that card was probably going to fetch if he sold it. But yeah. So if you knew how much this thing was, then you probably would have considered selling it at some point, right?
Until recently. It was one of those things where they told me when I got the card, you know, cherish it, don't sell it, hang on to it, you know, it's the only one.
Okay, so they told him don't sell it, but they're selling anyways. I mean, surely it's just a gift, so they are allowed to do whatever they want with it. I do think it's kind of sad that, like, they're selling it, kind of, you know what I mean? But, like, I mean, also, mods, delete the message about making fun of his voice, dude. It's fought cancer. Why would you make fun of the voice? What is wrong? Like, come on. Like, what the hell, dude?
And I've cherished it for a really long time, and I think it would be nice for others to be able to cherish it in a public space, or someone who's going to really truly value that card and the history and everything that kind of came to create it, because it was a massive undertaking.
Even if not, you saying you didn't know that doesn't make it any better. Even if not, what's the point of making fun of it? Like, what's the? I just don't get that. That's such a low bop mentality of just like finding something random about a person and making fun of it. Like, even if that was not even the background, it's not a cool thing to do. Like, it's just like, even if, you know what I mean? Like, why would you, you know?
But I'd like for someone to truly enjoy it.
It's all right now.
of the
You don't have to.
opinion-
We don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to explain to me why you did it. It's just like it wasn't cool. Let's leave it at that. All right.
that whoever does end up purchasing this is probably going to be someone who does, because they are probably going to take it to their grave, in all honesty, and it's probably never going to change hands again after this, just because of the significance, the history of it all.
I want to part with the card now after so much time. One, because I think the anticipation has really been killing some really avid collectors. I'm not getting any younger. I want to start a family. I want to own and operate my own business to also help my community, as well as travel, see things like my brother in Switzerland, and just kind of see what all's out there and kind of just get some more worldly experience and beautiful views under my belt if I can.
Tyler,
I mean, that's a very respectable reason. I mean, the at the end of the day, if you're not into Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, and this is like 18 years ago when you were a kid, you got this cool thing, you could hold on to it and cherish it your entire life, which is also a good idea. But with what this thing is worth now, you can do so many like beautiful things in your life, like, you know, visit family, travel the world, have your own business. I think it's a very respectable decision to, you know, be like, hey, this is a very good memory of mine. I would probably cherish it my entire life, but with the money I get for that card, I can do a lot of other great things. And other people, whoever is going to buy this is probably also going to enjoy it a lot. So, you know.
Thank you so much
for
coming out. It was
reasonable.
really an honor to get a chance to see your card and hear your story. I'm looking forward to what comes of this, and thanks so much again, man.
you said you had no say in the name of the card, but Konami decided that Tyler the Great Warrior was the most fitting. Do you think that's the most fitting name for the card?
So I do think the most fitting name is Tyler the Great Warrior, because what better name would I have come up with, especially as an 11-year-old? You know, at first I was like, oh, I wanted to pick it, but over time, that really sunk in that, like, you know, I really had overcome this crazy journey. I was like, wow, I really did beat this thing. You know, I really championed over this, or I really was a warrior over this. I think, especially now, over the years and growing so much just as an adult and over time, that I couldn't have picked a better name. That was really, really fitting.
Games purify our souls and leave room for our new development that challenges the mind. They are the products of human wisdom. We have a saying back home, it's time to duel.
The auction for Tyler the Great Warrior will be hosted on eBay beginning April 19th, 2023. Whew. Once the auction is live, links will be posted in the description of this video. Yo. Stero, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate that. See you in London. That is crazy. Now for the real question, chat. How much will this thing go for? I can not put my finger on what I think, because, like, at least $3. True, not wrong. Very safe guess there. Very rough estimate, but at least $3 is probably correct. Yeah, true. So how many digits are we thinking? How many digits are we thinking, chat? Because, like, I can't really imagine this being just 6 digits. I don't think 6 digits is the wave here. 100K tops? That's cap. That there's no shot. Mr. Zumbo, thank you for the prime. I appreciate that. Bro, if this thing is sitting under 100K, I'm subathoning all through April, and I'm bidding. If this thing is under 100K, I'm heavy subathoning. I'm out here. There's no shot, dude. There's no shot. There is no chance in the world this thing goes under 100K. There's no, nah. That does not happen. I don't think it happens. I don't think that happens. There's no way. Cause like, what did that one Black Lotus go for? The most expensive Black Lotus, like an Alpha Black Lotus. What did that go for? I think Post Malone bought it, like the most expensive one. 511K. 525, around 500. Okay, around 500 for an Alpha Black Lotus. How many copies of that card are out there for like an Alpha Black Lotus? Because I actually don't know, but like how many are there? Hundreds? See? Why does Simo have Japanese subtitles? Because believe me, Japanese people are gonna want this card, dude. Their Japanese collectors are gonna want this card. I think this card being a one of a kind, I can't see this. If I had to guess right now, I would say 7 digits. I would say 7 digits. I think there is a chance that it sells for like a little less than that. Like, I don't know, maybe 500 to 900 something. But I think this is a 7-digit angle, chat. I think. Like, you know. Because, I mean, isn't Charlie Moist Critical also like an avid Yu-Gi-Oh collector? I don't know how much this would be worth to him, for example. I have no idea. But, like, I don't know how much money Moist Critical has, for example, and how important this is to him. He said 300K. I think that's cap. I think 300K is cap. I think that there's no way. Moist said 30K? 30K? There's no way. Can you use the card in-game? I don't know the answer to that. I don't think anyone ever will. It's still a 7? I don't think that matters. There's no way that matters because it's a 1-of. What are you going to do? Wait for an 8 to pop up? How does it matter? A Tomb Master. Thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate that so much. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card, not a Magic card? Okay, what about... How much did that one Black Luster Soldier sell for? That one super expensive Black Luster Soldier. What did that sell for? The vanilla one. 2 million? Really? That was a myth? There's only rumors? Okay, I guess it's rumored to be very expensive. But if that's true, then like I think we are beyond the reality. Look, chat, for probably all of us, except for maybe Napian, this is amounts of monies that we can't even think about spending. Which Napian might get it, but the thing is, like, we can't fathom these numbers. But I think some really rich people out there might actually, you know, like. Hey, Shamopi, thank you for the 14 months. That's a long time. Welcome back. Appreciate that. All right. This was a crazy watch. This made me feel all kinds of things throughout. That was a very, very interesting watch. I'm surprised this only has 88K views. How? How long is the auction going to be? For how long is it going to run? You just need two very interested. Yeah, exactly. Like if there's only one hyper rich person that wants it, no one can outbid them. But if there's two, then you know, they're just gonna like, you know, I don't know. I wonder what's gonna happen with it. I wonder if it's just gonna disappear in some sort of collector's personal vault or something, or if it's like, if it ends up being like exhibition somewhere. That'd be kind of cool. But what else could happen? I mean, whoever buys it could make it available to the public by some way, shape, or form. I don't know how it would work, but you know, imagine Konami is salty that he's selling it because they told him not to do it back then, and they just reprint it. They're like, dude, you're not supposed to sell that thing. We're gonna reprint it. We're gonna reprint it, dude. Next gold series, premium gold, the Tyler the Great Warrior's in there. Premium gold, all kinds of glitter effects, dude. Platinum rare, platinum gold. There you go. Tyler the Great Warrior, platinum gold rare. You heard it here first. just cause they're salty that he's selling it. They're like, we don't want that.